everyone, this is Julie with Beadaholique, and together we are going to put together a necklace that's going to slip over your head, and it's going to be a beach-inspired design. So I wanted to do this design with minimal amount of supplies. Sometimes I like to challenge myself to see what I can do. So I wanted to do a necklace that doesn't have a clasp, doesn't use jump rings, and is something that we construct in a really pretty, almost like a strung design, but not using stringing material. So I'm going to show you what we're going to do. So the focal is going to be this pretty seahorse charm by Nunn Design, and I really like the detailing of it, and it's this nice bright silver. So that's going to be the focal. And then I created a bunch of links, and I'm going to show you how to do that. And I created them using these really pretty glass beads. Now these are Toho, and they're all size 8-0, but we have a couple different ones here. We have a matte blue, a matte green, and we have a silver lined perma-finish blue. So this has got some nice sparkle to it, which contrasts nicely with the matte. And then I also have this sequin chain. So this is a great chain, 6mm in size, and you can cut it apart. So we're gonna use it intact in a portion of it, and then also some little medallions that we're gonna cut apart. And then to make our little links here, we're just using these head pins. Actually, not head pins, excuse me, eye pins. I always get that confused. But we are using these eye pins, and we're going to be placing the beads on them and creating our loops. Now the tools you're going to need are a couple pairs of chain nose pliers. So I've got those right here off to the side, a pair of cutters, and then also a pair of wire looping pliers. And that's it. So you pretty much your basic tools, some eye pins, some chain, some seed beads, and a pretty little focal. So you can definitely customize this design to be anything you want, but I'm going to be using these glass beads, which to me look like sea glass. So I think they're perfect to go with my little seahorse charm and have the nice silver accents. To make a link, what you're going to do is you're going to pick up one of your eye pins, and you're going to put these beads on it. So you can go ahead and put as many as you like to make your little links. The pattern that I have been following has been a matte glass bead, then the perma-finish silver line in the middle, and another matte one. So there's 3 beads on each. And I am going to just finish it off by creating another loop on the other side. So to do that, you're going to grab either your round nose pliers or your wire looping pliers, and you're gonna grab it right where it exits the last bead and give a little tiny bit of a gap and squeeze, push down, rotate your pliers up, and then pull it around to crisscross. So we just made another little loop. Now we're gonna trim it where it overlaps. So I'm just putting my cutters right in there. You can see it's right there, and it's just gonna trim it where it overlaps. And then you'll see that it's a little bit wonky. So what you want to do is you always want to go back in with your chain nose pliers and straighten it up. So you just are really making sure it's nice and straight and even with the other loop. So I just made one of those with the green. I'm going to make another one so you can see that whole process one more time. This time I'll do it with the blue. So I've got a blue matte, then the shiny, and then another blue matte. So I've got 3 on there. And now we're just gonna create that loop again so you can see it. Now I like to have my loops facing the same direction. So that means I'm looking at this loop down here, seeing how it curves, and I'm gonna try to mimic that up top. I just think it sits a little bit nicer when you put your necklace together, you connect all these. But again, we just made that little loop. Where it crosses, we're going to go ahead and trim, and then we're going to straighten it on up so it's ready to go. And it's as simple as that. Now, if you put 2 of these together, and once you link them, so imagine you've got 2 of these little guys like so, and they're linked together, it equals just under 1 inch. So for this necklace that we're gonna slide over our head, we want everything all together to be at least 24 inches. Some people like it to be even longer, 28 inches, 30 inches. So you're gonna decide what you want for yourself. You're gonna have plenty of supplies to really make it, if you wanted it to be, for instance, a 30-inch necklace, you'll be able to. But as you're making these little links, keep in mind that 2 linked together is just under 1 inch. And then you've got your 12 inches of chain. So now I'm gonna show you how to connect all the pieces together to make a necklace. So that we can really focus on making the design, I've cleared a lot of our excess away. So I put away the seed beads, I put away the eye pins, and now we're ready to go. You'll notice I have two little medallions separate. So I do plan on separating out some of this chain, which is why I really like this chain, as it's so versatile. If you want to separate out a medallion, you'll notice that there's a little jump ring between each of them. And all you have to do is you put your cutters in there and you snip. And these just come right off. So I'm gonna separate out a couple of them. I'm gonna try 6. I'm actually gonna build this necklace on camera here. So I haven't really laid it out ahead of time exactly what I wanna do, but I know I've given myself enough supplies to really start with and start working with. So I'm making sure that I'm not cutting the actual metal of the sequins. I am just cutting that jump ring in between. Okay, so I've got 6 of those out, and I've got my focal. So what I want to do is I want to start to lay this out and to do the design process. So let's go ahead and do that together, because sometimes it's fun to build something together. So I'm going to take one of these with the green. Remember, I've done sequences where I have green mat and I've got blue mat. So I think I'm going to do a green and then a blue. So if we look at this, I'm gonna do now another green, and I'm just building it before I put together. And then I think I'm gonna put a sequin. So I'm just gonna connect it directly via its little loop. And then let's do a blue. And we wanna make sure we have a sequin over here. So I don't know if this is how you design, but this is how I usually design, is I just start to lay it out. And what's beautiful about this is we can always undo it too. So it's not going to be a problem if we wanted to put these together and then we don't like the spacing and we want to reconfigure it. So I think I'm going to do another 3 and then another sequin. And I'm going to pull this out, and then I'm going to do that, I think, one more time. So let's see, I need another blue. Actually, let's do a green. I like that I'm going green, blue, and so forth. Okay, so then just keep laying this out, and then another sequin. And it's already off camera, so you can kind of see what I'm doing. I'm just doing similar segments the whole way through. So let's start connecting this and see what we end up with. So to actually put the item, the first sequences, the first little links onto our little seahorse, what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up this like a jump ring. So I'm just going to take it and open it. So I just pulled that apart a little bit, and I'm gonna link on my little seahorse. And now I'm just gonna close it on up. So I want one on each side of him. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same here as well. Okay, and I'm just gonna link it onto him. So now he is the center point for me, and I've got them coming out from each side. So now all I have to do is open and close these like jump rings and connect them. So now I connected it to the one link that was already connected, and I'm gonna close it on up. I'm gonna go to the other side now of the one I just connected, open it up, grab another one, close it on up, go to the other side, open it up, and now I want to put on my first little sequin. So it's got a hole there already for me, so I just put it right on there as if it was another little beaded link. Close it on up. And now when I want to attach something to this side, I'm just going to take my first one here that was on this side. It might even be easier just to pick this up with the plier, put it on, close it on up. And then again, just work the same way you were working. Just now open up this side, put on your next link, and close it. So let's see what we have so far. So we're starting to build our design. Okay, so we've got the seahorse in the middle. There we go. So you can see he's the focal, and we're just working our way out. And you're gonna keep doing that until you've attached everything you want to attach as far as your beaded segments are concerned. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this. So I've got 3 of these segments with the sequins attached on each side, and then I'll come back and we'll keep building from there. All right, so I've made some progress, and now I want to show you where we're at and talk a little bit about numbers. Okay, so here we have our seahorse and we've got our segments. So if you look at it right here, this is what I've added. I'm gonna pull this so it can actually be on camera here. So this is one side. So on one side, I have 3 links, a medallion or a sequin, 3 links, a sequin, 3 links, a sequin. And then what I have here are 6 links. So I wanted to make it a little bit longer on this last segment. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add this entire length of chain, which is gonna go around the back of the neck. Now I know it's a little hard to see on camera because it doesn't quite show the whole necklace, so that's why I'm trying to explain it here. Now over here on this one side, it is the same as what I've done on this side, so we've got a matching side. Each side has a total of 8 green little links, like the one you see right here, and 7 blue little links. So in total, before you start to make this project, you're gonna make 16 of the little green links, and you're going to make 14 of the little blue links. And we're starting with the green down by the seahorse, and we're just alternating green, blue, green, blue, and so forth. Now you can add more, you can definitely add more, but if you wanna follow the same pattern that I've done here, where we've got the 3 link segments, the sequin, the 3, the sequin, the 3, the sequin, and then the 6, and then I'm gonna show you how to add this back piece, your necklace will measure approximately 25 inches, a little bit over that. Now, if you make bigger loops, it might add a little extra space as well. So this is gonna be a slip over the head, approximately 25-inch necklace, but again, feel free to make it longer. You'll have enough supplies. So let's go ahead and add the back chain and finish our design. So to add the back chain, it's very simple. It's basically exactly what we've been doing this whole time. So we're just gonna take one end and we're gonna open it up, grab the end of sequin here. And I do love grabbing it with the pliers. I find that very handy. I just wanna keep the little bead down here though. And we're gonna slip it on. Now we're gonna close it on up. Now, what I want you to do though, is I want you to smooth out this chain so that when you bring it around, it's not all twisted. If you find that it is twisted, it's easy just to go ahead and pull it, not pull it, but unhook it from this side and fix it that way. But we want it to be pretty smooth. We don't want it all tangled. Okay, so now on this end, we're just gonna do the exact same thing. Open that end link, put on our sequin. Again, I'm just gonna pick it up with the pliers so that hole is nice and easy to access. Put it on there and close it up. So a couple notes really quick. Make sure you close your links very well. This is 21 gauge wire, so it's nice and strong, and this is not a very heavy piece. So 21 gauge wire will hold this just fine. But you do want them to be nice and closed so that nothing slips out and that it doesn't scratch. Now, another reason I put this chain at the back of the neck is it's very smooth. It's not scratchy at all. So for me, if I'm wearing necklaces, I definitely want to just feel like it's comfortable, it's easy, it's smooth. There's no possibility of a wire scratching my neck. And that's the case when you put the chain like this at the back of the necklace. So that was part of the design. Now in the front, you see we've got the seahorse, and we've got the pretty little reglass beads, which look a lot like sea glass to me. So it really fits in with the beachy theme. And then in the back, you've got the pretty sequin chain. And that is how we construct this necklace. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. You can find all the supplies at beadaholique.com.